If you're following Death vs. Heard, and you have been for a while, or you're following it closely, you might know that Amber's got a friend named Eve Barlow, who is a music journalist, who, by the way, got thrown out of the court for texting on her phone or tweeting, whatever she was doing. Maybe tweeting, because what I was going to say is, she tweets a heck of a lot. She used to tweet once a day, once every 2 days, maybe even once every 3 days in defense of Amber, and now she's got a machine gun trigger finger, and she can't stop, and she keeps tweeting, I don't know, every couple of hours or something. So this year she tweeted a video of this woman who handed Amber flowers, who is a big fan, which you see once in a while for Amber, but all the time for Johnny. Not going to show the video. It might cringe some people out, and some people might be eating. I don't want to cause nausea, so no video. Let's get to the more heart of the matter. And by the way, she shuts off comments. She doesn't want any conversation. She doesn't want any debate. Nothing like that. She just wants her word out there for her followers to see, or whoever passes by. If Amber is somehow, against every single odd, vindicated, I hope that those who have stood by in silence echo a fraction of her dignity and grace and let her have a moment of her own, because my God, where have you all been? The word Amber Heard and grace do not go in the same sentence together very well, Eve. Vindicated? You mean if she gets away with it? Vindicated is a terrible word to use also with Amber, because hell, let's take out the abuse factor, which is the huge factor here of the trial, but let's even take that out for a second. So, she has a DUI, she committed perjury in Australia, and she broke California law by videotaping Johnny Depp. There's 3 crimes right there without even mentioning the abuse to Johnny that she should not be in Aquaman 2 for, or in the spotlight for, in my opinion. Because I'd say the better role models for people working for L'Oreal as a spokesperson and putting their face out there for abuse victims should not also be criminals. That's factual, there's no argument. And Eve doesn't want arguments like that in her comments. Amber Stans never mentioned that. Well, she's a criminal, but she still deserves to be an Aquaman and to be a star because of this. That doesn't exist. You know, like Camille said, she denies everything. She never says, well, yeah, I was wrong here, here, and here, but I didn't do this. And that's what you do if you want to be honest. Like Johnny did, like I do myself. You say, yeah, I'm wrong here with this, I'm bad at this, I'm guilty of this, but I'm not guilty of this. And she does a bunch of retweeting from people with bigger platforms than her that are on Amber's side. Dr. Jessica Taylor, who must be a genius doctor, says, Amber hasn't been supported or believed by so many leading feminist activists because she isn't the kind of woman they want to publicly support. Wait a minute. Feminists don't want to support a spokesperson for L'Oreal, a movie star with millions of followers? I don't think so. I think they'd love to support someone like that. What I think is they saw the lies in court and they could not avoid the facts. Feminists, from my opinion, and no offense to anyone, but we gotta talk about this, they like to use people for their platform, for the message, and they give those people leeway. I'm sure if they were able to use Amber Heard for their movement, for whatever it is, they would give her enough leeway to do so, but in this case, they couldn't even give her enough leeway to use her to promote their message. This case has truly opened my eyes to the ugly, internalized misogyny, cherry-picking, and victim-blaming smearing in our feminism. Cherry-picking? You mean evidence? You mean picking out the evidence over the years and using that in court? Well, that's what you do when you want to show someone's done something wrong, is you take the evidence that's relevant and you use that. But I guess when Jessica Taylor was getting her doctorate, she didn't learn things like that. There's my son in the park. It got there by accident. Let's keep moving on. Here she retweets something by someone named Cherry with a cute cat there, but that's irrelevant. And Cherry says, Amber Heard did literally everything they tell DV victims to do, document everything except the abuse. She documented everything except the actual abuse. And then she had photos of every little scratch. She was planning this from the start. Well, she didn't have photos of every little scratch. She had photos only of the bruise makeup kit bruises that she put on her face, without any real evidence of real bruises like you see if you do a quick Google of actual abuse victims. I guess Amber stans can't use Google, and they can't think to make that very, 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 very simple basic comparison. And here she has to attack Vasquez, Johnny's lawyer. If I'm saying that last name right, I think I am, but some people say I'm not. But anyway, we all love her, and I hope I'm saying it right. Let's just say Camille. You either believe all of it or none of it. Rottenborn. If you believe he abused Amber one time, she wins. Plaintiff. An absolutist appeal in which Depp's allegations depend on Heard's creation of an elaborate hoax, defense, and honest appeal to the truth of DV. No, here's why, Eve. The thing is, if you don't believe one, you can't trust the rest. Okay? If she lied about one of them, then how do you know which one she lied about? So I think what Camille's saying is, you don't actually know which ones are true or which aren't, so you can't say, well, I guess I believe this one, but I don't believe that one, because how do you know you're getting it right? You don't know you're getting it right, since she lied about so much of it. So it's a safeguard to making the right decision by saying either they're all right or none of them are right. And Rottenborn wants to be able to say something like, well, you just gotta believe one of those little lies. Just believe one and that's it, right? Shoulder shrug. Huh? Okay. By the way, I don't think the guy brushes his teeth. I know, it's just my personal opinion. I haven't been to Virginia, but just saying, it doesn't feel like he's the type of guy that does that. And here's one of the bigger arguments that Amber's team and defenders like. If you don't believe Johnny Depp ever abused Amber Heard when they were together, you only need to watch him and his legal team in court the past 2 months to see that he abused her now. He abused her on live television, and you all watched as she was forced to relive trauma. As Johnny was forced out of Pirates. Johnny was forced out of Fantastic Beasts. Forced out of the industry. Why? Well, because Amber Heard put on some bruises and she went out and said she was abused. So, Johnny was forced. And that's why Amber's there, which is effectively her effing fault. It's truly insane to consider how millions of people can be actively watching abuse live all around the world, and it's being broadcast for profit, and still people do not see it. God help all the victims of abuse out in the world, but that world for abuse victims is now made worse because of Amber. So, I guess Eve thinks she's on the side of justice here. She thinks she's a good person, but in reality, she's defending somebody who made the world worse for millions of abusers. That's the irony here. It's not good irony. It's the true, real-life irony. There's just so much of this out there online. She keeps spewing it out, and I'm going to cover it. You know why? Until she actually goes away, then we're going to talk about it. I see there's some interest in it on this channel, and that's what we're doing here. We're exposing things. Believe it or not, I get people coming around here saying, I never knew this. Thanks. Wow, that's great. For some of you guys, maybe most of you guys, following me, following Tug, following this thing for a long time, you know, it's second nature to you. Like, oh, this stuff's obvious, hacker. What are you doing? You know, but it's not obvious to everybody. So my last video on this got over 50,000 views, and I guarantee a couple of hundred of those people, or even maybe a couple of thousand of those people, are seeing this and thinking about this for the first time, about Eve and what she's doing, and Amber's friends and what they keep doing on social media, and how they're defending her in the wrong way. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. I'm doing shoutouts, special thanks, things like that. Depp vs. Heard, pop culture. Gonna do Manson a little bit when I get the chance. Just so much Depp news that I want to get to more of it, but Manson will return. And if you're not subscribed and you don't subscribe, I guess it'll be sad, but I'll get over it. Done here for now. See you next time.